just a little bit longer, they could turn this into a win for them versus DTR
I
potentially.
agree, but it looks like Riku is down to just a little quarter bar of health that is still trying to get up the Mr. Bitter there, and I don't know if she's going to be able to dodge that.
Great
Oh,
shield at the last
fantastic!
second forces him to redirect his damage onto Biddle. Biddle with 2 strikes though. This will be a death if he goes down. He will be down and out for 2 minutes, and
Now,
indeed he is.
I don't know if you're seeing this, Aegis, but he does drop that orbital, which takes the Kraken down to a bar and a half of health for 3 hunters that he's got to deal with, including the medic. And this is a really dangerous situation for him. They are moving to engage. Is he going to be able to escape here? You know, I don't know that I've watched him lose ever. So this is kind of a new experience for me.
I've definitely seen him lose a game or two here or there in the past, but yeah, it is definitely a very, very rare time when Aurora Symphony loses a match. It looks like we may have an upset on our hands. I know we talked about it with HOY, and HOY did lose 1 game earlier today. DTR has already lost 1 game. Will they lose this game as well? Aurora Symphony on the Kraken with only 1 bar of health left in a Stage 3 encounter. Potentially with not enough strikes on the Hunters to dish out the proper damage to gain a win.
That's right, Aegis. The only counter that I saw that had a strike was that support, and he's already down a minute and 20 before he's able to be back in and be effective. And I question whether he's going to be able to pull them down. That assault's just been absolutely brutal, and it does look like they switched over to the L now, which, as we all know, is just a Kraken's worst nightmare. No,
they are staying outside. Yeah, they are staying outside. They are not using the L. An interesting choice on their part. So Aurora is just going to back off here and go right on the relay. They don't have a Cabot to draw him out, which means that they need to get inside that building and physically get vision on him in order to actually pull him off the relay.
You know, that's an interesting choice, though, because I don't think he's going to be able to take the relay down in a significant enough way that they're before Hank drops again. And so he essentially eliminates what he just did in taking almost all of his health out. It's just a sticky situation for Aurora Symphony to be in.
He does have that relay very, very low here. Keep in mind that even though the timer has expired, the Hunters do have to drop in off the dropship. Okay, they are coming in right now, it looks like. Yeah, they're going to do what they can. Okay, so Hank has finally landed. Will he get some clutch shields off? Looks like a support assault just popped the shield. The dome comes down, sealing him in. The Hunters are looking to make this the final engagement. Lightning strike on Riku misses. Wow, misses the lightning strike.
Oh, and that right there could have just lost the game. Not definitely, but wow. What a difference that would have made if Riku was already down before Hank was able to get those shields off.
Yeah, and look at that. Aurora knows it's a dangerous position for him to be in. He backs off, uses that sneak pounce to gain a little bit extra movement speed while he's up top there, just looking to duck away for as long as he can.
That's right, and I think he's probably going to wait up here and just try and vortex people off to keep him down. But Essen moving in to try and engage.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do here. Aurora's backed into a corner here. He can't follow through to the other side. That dome is blocking him in. I'm not even sure he can get down to the 2nd level.
No, I don't believe that he can.
I think he thought he could, which is why he backed up there, and then realized he couldn't, which left him trapped. That orbital, wow! Oh, he could go down right here. And Aurora Symphony goes down to Wolves Esports Hunter team. DTR losing 2 games to Wolves Esports right here. I believe that was the first round, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, and Essen with the update. Okay, so indeed, Wolves Esports is beating DTR right now 2-0. They are looking to advance to the second round of matches for their matchup today. In just a moment here, let's see how the other side of things is doing.
Looks like they're about ready to launch into a match.
Yeah, it looks like Lord Death here, who we are watching, is in the lobby with the rest of his team, as well as the Gentleman Squirrel, Brandon Yanez, one of the developers and monster artists for Evolve, playing as a fill-in trapper right now, since DTR Glitchful has been unable to make it for the past few weeks due to some real-life obligations. And we'll have to see. I know Squirrel has been practicing with DTR nonstop. I think for the past 2 weeks, actually.
You know,
or thereabouts. So we'll
that's
have
true.
to see if they can bring it all together and force a comeback right here. This could be an unexpected upset. Wolves Esports looking really, really strong this week. I'm very, very impressed with their play on both sides, both the Monster and the Hunter, IG.
Absolutely. They've done an absolutely fantastic job. And one starts to wonder if maybe part of this has to do with how long DTR was out of the scene. I mean, you can't expect to have an established team that is excellent, throw somebody else in the mix and just practice for a week and be at the same level. Even somebody as talented as Brandon.
Yeah, absolutely, you're right. There is something to be said for consistently competing in tournaments, at that high-tier competitive level where all players are not only playing just to win, but they're also playing for a little bit of money right now. The Go4Evolve Sunday Cups do have a €150 prize pool every week. That's €100 to the winning team and 50 to the second place team, as well as a championship cup at the end of the entire series of Sunday matches, which I believe is a €350 prize pool. Still small money right now, but these are the smaller Go4Evolve Cups. It's not the full ESL Pro League, which I'm assuming they're testing out right now and potentially looking to start one. And once again,
it's
folks,
exciting when it does happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey guys, and if you're here for the first time, guys, please go ahead and hit that follow button. Black Aegis would really appreciate it, and you guys will get all the notifications about when we're going live with the ESL. You'll get all the notifications. If you follow him on Twitter, actually, you're going to be able to get advance notice as to who's going to be casting, sometimes what teams are going to be in the tournament.
I think Cabot would appreciate it, too.
I agree.
That's what he's whispering in my ear right now.
You're going to make Cabot happy.
Yeah, you will make Cabot happy. All right, let's see. And it looks like, let's see if we can get updates on some of the other teams. It looks like DTR and Wolves Esports are currently still setting up. DTR probably taking a moment to discuss things before actually jumping right into the next set of games. They are close to elimination. One game away from elimination. They need to win the next two games in order to tie things up and bring it into a Game 5 in this best-of-5 series right now.
That's right, and from what we've seen of Team Wolves Esports so far, that is no easy task. In fact, I'm going to go click on them and make sure that I've got the record, but I believe that they've only got two losses in their entire time during the ESL Sunday Cup. One against Heart on You and one against Eyes on You.
That's right. And keep in mind, folks, Wolves Esports was formerly known as Stop Right There Monster, who we have cast many, many games of in the past ESL Sunday Cups. They did change their name partway through the tournament last week, actually, if I recall. I believe it was right after they were eliminated that they changed their name to Wolves Esports. That's now going to be their new official name as they have found sponsors. So they are yet another official team looking to take Evolve very seriously, practicing hard, and really putting on a great showing this week versus what was once the number one team, definitively the top team.
Yeah, they're definitely looking for revenge here, too. They've taken second place in the last, correct me if I'm wrong here, but I think they've taken second place in both of the last Sunday Cups.
Okay, and we currently have a 2-2 tie versus Epex Black and Eyes on You. The tiebreaker is going to be the Eyes on You Monster versus Epex Hunters. Let's actually see if we can pull that up. I'm guessing that DTR is going to be taking an extended break right now, so we should have Eyes on You, which is going to be Binges, as a Hunter player.
Yeah, but it looks like they are getting ready to start that match. They're all definitely in the lobby together. They did not take second place last week. I was wrong on that. As I'm looking through this, Aegis, I was wrong. They took second place on week 2.
All right. It looks like they do not have that fifth player in their party yet. They're waiting for their opponent's monster player to join in. Or wait a minute. No, I'm sorry. So it's going to be Epex's Hunters. We need Epex's Hunters perspectives. We can't use Binge's perspective because he is in fact a Hunter player.
Right. Okay.
So we need to see. I believe Adrenocide plays, if I'm not mistaken. Streams, I mean.
Adren will stream it. Okay, that's what your chat's saying there.
Adren is streaming. If anyone wants to link any streams of Apex Black in chat right now, go ahead and do that. Nightbot will time you out. I can still see the message though. It's a 1-second purge. It's not like you're not getting a permanent timeout or anything like a permanent ban or a 10-minute timeout or anything like that. It's a 1-second purge, but I can still pull it up and see what you typed in. So if you do want to link any Apex Black streams right now in chat, please feel free to go ahead and do so.
And it does look like DTR is back. Well, no. Yeah, DTR is about to play.
I'm going to see if I can pull up Adrenocide right now.
Lord Death is about to launch into his next game as well.
Looks like it looks like Adrenocide is offline. Okay. All right, so we will jump back to Team DTR. Yeah, all right, so it does look like Adrenocide is offline right now, so unfortunately we may not be able to catch that tiebreaker.
Probably getting that strategy talk off, I would assume. Just talking between matches as far as strategy goes, and probably didn't want to broadcast that to everybody.
Yeah, you very well could be right about that, but it does look like we have a great game here.
Hold on a second. We've got Paul.
Yep.
We've got Apex Black's Monster.
Paul won his 2 games. He's not actually playing in the best of 5. So we are going into Team DTR's Hunter team. We are watching from Lord Death, the Medic's perspective, versus Wolves Esports Monster player. And this is game number 3 right here. DTR is currently down 2-0. If they lose this game right here, they will be down and out of the series.
That's right, Aegis. That'd be a shame. It'd be a shame to see DTR get eliminated this early in the first one we've been able to watch them play.
All right, and they are dropping in off the dropship right here. Keep in mind, we also have Aurora Symphony, DTR's Monster player, playing simultaneously against Wolves Esports Hunters as well. And both of these games need to be won by Team DTR if they wish to stay in the competition right now. That's 2 games being played simultaneously, both of which need to be won by a single team. Otherwise, they face elimination. That's some pressure right there, IG.
Absolutely agreed there. Aegis, I don't know what's going through their head right now. Having spoken to all of these guys individually, I'm pretty sure that their team speak is a high stress environment at the moment, especially with Brandon in there. But you know, I think that they have the skill to pull this off. I think that this may be just a little bit of mental, maybe the team not used to playing together, or at least the current team setup not used to playing together all the time. But it does look like they were able to acquire some tracks and get right on his trail. Did you see what the monster was, Aegis?
You know, unfortunately, I did not. There is so much to do on the back end here, swapping screens and trying to keep track of everything all at once. I really need, I think, 4 or 5 monitors to actually make this work efficiently.
You know, the tracks look like Kraken. No, it's Goliath. Yep, I just saw Goliath go streaming across there. It looks like the medic is right on top of him. The Gentleman Squirrel is going to be able to get that dome down, it looks like. Maybe not, as he goes sailing across the other end of the river. And it looks like their Dust Hag is also going to miss. Just a fantastic job there by Legendary, being able to dodge around all their abilities.
Yeah, great play by Legendary last game. Looking to put out that same performance again this game and take a win off DTR. Meanwhile, DTR looking to steal their nerves here and face up against what could be their last game of this tournament today.
And it does look like Dome goes down. I didn't see if they caught him or not, but I assume that he was in the right area. Yep, there he is. All right, and Griffin planting that sound spike so the rest of the team can keep a monitor on the monster no matter where he's at inside that dome. Looks like Hayes goes up to engage and gets knocked right back out of the hole there. Legendary set himself up in a pretty excellent position where he's just going to be able to deny the Hunters the ability to do him any kind of damage.
Yeah, and he's just going to kite them around for this entire dome here. Just time it out.
That's
You know,
right.
Goliath, like all monsters, is very, very weak. Stage 1. Very little that he can do versus the Hunters unless they make a gross misplay.
And it looks like everybody here switching on to DPS as Cabot pulls out that damage amp, but it's just not enough. It gets him down to 2 bars of armor, but I think he's going to be able to escape this without taking a scratch to his health if he's careful.
Yeah, I think he's going to get away just fine here. Look at that. Using elevation to his advantage, really putting some distance on the Hunters there. Great timing with that last jump, too. Right when the dome came down, he was right at the edge. He is going to double back now.
You know, a fantastic harpoon play here from the Gentleman Squirrel, just not allowing him to get anywhere. But unfortunately, it does look like Gentleman Squirrel did fall down the waterfall there, and it's going to take him a little bit of time to be able to get back up to the top. Yeah, and I think Legendary is going to use that time to squirt out. Yep.
That is one of the challenges as a Griffin player, especially when you need to keep on the monster. You can only do it for so long before you run out of jetpack, especially when there's a lot of elevation changes. Wow! Oh, Lord Death ambushed by a sloth right there. Takes it right to the face, burst, and he's going to heal himself up right there. And I love his play right there. He popped his adrenaline boost, and even so, in order to not be slowed down while healing, he makes a bunch of small little jumps in between each shot in order to heal himself up, but still move forward at maximum speed. All right, and the dome does come down.
Yep, and it looks like they are able to get him with no armor here, but nobody's yet found him to be able to put any damage onto him. Yep, and he does pick up just the tiniest little shred from something that he ate back there. Turns and engages on Hayes.
Great harpoon. Great harpoon from Gentleman Squirrel there. Holds him in place. Cabot with the damage amp, and Markov coming in with the lightning gun. Managed to take off a bar of health in almost no time at all. And another great harpoon. Unfortunately, this time, the Hunters weren't close enough to dish out any actual damage to him. And he's going to circle around through this cave again. Just play a little bit of Ring Around the Rosie while he can.
Legendary is doing a fantastic job of exploiting the fact that he is able to traverse the arena so much faster than the Hunters. Using it to his advantage in a way that we don't see a lot of monsters do, which is kind of stringing everybody out. I mean, even though the Gentleman Squirrel is able to land these harpoons, you can see how far away the rest of the team is and how far he's got them spread out by the fact that, you know, a harpoon lands and no damage is done afterwards.
Yeah, and look at that. Okay, so the dome does come down. They're right on the chase, though. Man, almost
Yep,
3 bars of permanent health done without a single strike on the Hunter team. DTR looks like they've kind of got things back together again this game. They're definitely looking to have the advantage in this round.
I agree. They could definitely pull this one off. It's an interesting move there. I think Legendary just realized that he was kind of messed up there from the very beginning. Tried to get a little bit of armor up there in the top just so that he could try and engage. But as soon as his armor's off, he appears to not want to take any risks with this one, and I don't blame him. As he could clinch this up for his team, move him on to the semifinals.
And it looks like he's just going to heal everyone up, that little bit of damage that was dealt to them, you know, by wildlife on the chase or whatnot. Those Reavers, you know, they can be pretty nasty sometimes, just kind of slowly whittling away your health on the chase. And if you don't pay attention to it, by the time you actually get into an engagement, Hunter could be losing could be down 25% of their total life, which can definitely turn a good dome into a bad dome.
Certainly. And it looks like Legendary is able to scoot, or thought he was going to be able to scoot out here. But Kyra doing an excellent job of bursting in the Gentleman Squirrel, who's able to get off that dome, plus the Poon to be able to keep him inside. And I expect Legendary to focus nothing but Trapper at the moment.
Yeah, it looks like he is not going to let him. No, he switches on to Medic for a second. Kind of gets Medic out of line of sight. Great play on his part. I don't know if he's going to be able to capitalize, though.
I don't know if you're watching this, but Hayes has taken most of his current damage from that Armadon that got caught in the arena with him.
Yeah, that is one of the most dangerous parts of these domes right here in this particular area on this map. There are a number of Armadons around here. 2, I think, to be specific.
All right, Gentleman Squirrel taking a rock to the face, which does separate him, and it looks like Legendary is going to switch into damage mitigation mode as he was unable to get any real strikes or any real damage to stick on those hunters, which is something so frustrating when playing against Lord Death. It just feels like you can never make any damage stick.
Yeah, he is such a great Kyra player. He's so good at both avoiding damage himself and keeping other players alive. I love the way that he plays Kyra. I've actually learned a lot from... Yeah, wow.
Go ahead. When Dome does go down, they're able to take another 2.5 bars of damage on it, able to get that other harpoon right into him, but it does look like he takes the time, turns, pops him down, and then breaks line of sight, just enough to be able to get away.
Yeah.
Jeez, the Gentleman Squirrel is really on the ball this round.
Yeah, I really like DTR's play this round. It looked like that first game may have just been a fluke. It was them just being a little rusty, not competing in any ESL weekly tournaments for the past few weeks now. But it looks like they are on point this game. This Goliath cannot get enough distance to do anything, really. He may not even get a stage 3 here, to be honest with you. They may be on him so hard this entire time that he does not get away.
It doesn't feel like he's got any breathing room whatsoever here. I think that there he goes. They've already got him dust tagged again, which is just, so stressful when Monster. It looks like he's able to get a little bit of feed off before they catch up, but not enough.
He does have some distance now. I think he will be able to get the distance he needs this time around. Cabot's dust has worn off, but he does scare the birds also. Once again, just giving them another...
Gentleman Squirrel. Yeah, I was just going to say Lord Death and Gentleman Squirrel there doing the little combo speed boost on the Trapper, but it does look like Assault goes down to a Tyrant. Is that Assault in the Tyrant? Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that was Assault in a Tyrant right there. That Tyrant in the river.
And they all turn around except for Gentleman Squirrel to try and engage. Gentleman Squirrel runs forward to try and see if he can help the situation, but now he's all by himself.
Yeah, and it looks like he is going to wait and regroup with the rest of the hunters. Unfortunately, they will have to give the Goliath a bye right there. But no, rather than going around the long way, he tries to charge right through the full hunter squad right there. He does make it, though. He dodges the dome.
Yep, he dodges that dome, which earns him enough time to be able to evolve. And it looks like he's going to stay and play a little bit while he's got some armor, taking Kyra down to half health with that original leap smash. But it does look like Cabot is directly on him with that with the damage amp into Lightning Gun.
Great leap slam. Misses Kaiser Tim, though, the support, while he was invis. He completely missed that fire breath right there, so Kaiser Tim will get away. And he needs to get out now.
Depth just able to dodge that rock. I agree with you. He needs to run.
I think he's overcommitting when he doesn't need to be right now. Staying on the Gentleman Squirrel. He sees red right now. He wants to get Gentleman Squirrel down, but Brandon says no.
Oh, digging into that health now. Lost almost a full bar for that. Oof.
Yeah, great play there. Gentleman Squirrel, one of the devs on the game, says, I made this game. I drew you, Goliath. You will not get me down today.
But once again, just going right back into that fantastic chase they've been able to get the whole time. Goodness. And the monster does, kind of in panic, set off another birds.
All right, and once again, on that chase, DTR looking so good on the chase today, and not giving this Goliath player almost any room at all. Legendary as the monster player for Wolves Esports, playing exceptionally well, taking one game off DTR just moments ago. Game 2 looks to be a slightly different story today, though. DTR definitely has the advantage right now. But, in Evolve, as a monster player, it is never too late to pull off a win.
No, I agree. And if he gets stage 3 here, remember that even though he's down a little bit past half, he's going to be up a little bit past half once he gets that stage 3 off. And then that with full armor and how bursty his abilities are going to be at stage 3, I don't know. This could go either way right here.
Yeah, absolutely. He's kind of just poking around right now. Oh! Misses the dome again, though.
Just barely. Oh, my goodness.
He had enough distance that even with the harpoon locking him in place, he was still outside of the dome. Great play on Legendary's part. And he's going to get away once again, forcing the Hunters to keep up that chase.
You know, I see him trying to eat here, which makes me wonder if maybe the hunters have done a good enough job denying him food and denying him the ability to get what he wants that he might not have enough to be able to make it to stage 3 just yet. It occurs to me that he's not got any of that energy from getting strikes off in the fight, and they've been on him essentially since he took stage 2.
Yeah, that's a great point right there. I think you're... No, he does. I was about to say, I think you're
There he
definitely
goes.
right. But
Yep.
yeah, he does evolve to stage
No,
3.
yeah, I saw him pop a few foods on his way out, so I think that they're going to be right on top of him when he comes out of this, though. Maybe even getting some damage before the cocoon's up. Nope, looks like he's going to be able to squirt out.
Yeah,
And there he
does
goes,
get
off
away
to the
once
other
again.
side.
He's going to armor up and then come in for a final engagement. Now, I have to say, the final engagement on this map right here definitely favors the hunters who are looking to defend the relay.
Agreed, especially with that Armadon running over there to try and engage the Goliath. I don't think that he's going to be able to take that down or get any of the armor from it, and all he's doing is just taking a few knocks from it. Yeah, as you can see, any armor that he had already negated by that Armadon, and the dome does go down.
They are not even bothering to set up. They just want the kill right now. They want to get as much
Gentleman
damage
Squirrel
as they
getting
can.
really low, though. Gentleman Squirrel getting exceptionally low. Medic focusing somebody else there. I
Wow,
think because
rock
it's
throw
low.
to the face. Rock throw to the face, and Legendary will get away.
That was an excellent play there. I thought that was going to be all she wrote for Legendary, but, never count a monster out till you see the body.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is exactly what I was talking about. It is never too late in Evolve to turn the game around for a monster player. A couple quick strikes here or there can instantly seal the fate of a hunter team. And you saw just the beginnings of that right there. He quickly took out the Trapper. He's going to look to back away, get full armor, and then come in for a real fight. Now, DTR will be in a better position now, set up around this relay in these crucial spots right here, up on the high ground, making it very, very difficult for the monster to even focus a single person down.
Those mines getting set up in a lot of excellent places for the medic to be able to run. Though, to be honest, I'm kind of surprised that we see a Markov. We've seen as much Markov as we have today, just because I figured we wouldn't, because the mines losing all that, the HP means that you can essentially take out all 5 mines with a single Flame Breath. Am I wrong there, Aegis?
No, you're absolutely right. Even a level 1 Flame Breath takes them out fairly quickly now. You're right, it is surprising. I was expecting to see more Hyde play. Maybe Hunter players have not practiced with Hyde enough to feel comfortable using him in a tournament setting yet.
That's what one has to assume here, I think. Now, Kaiser Tim is up there by himself a little ways. I mean, obviously the Assault's going to be able to prevent the sneak pounce, but at this point, that's not what you're worried about. You're worried about the Goliath being able to burst you down with 2 abilities. And it looks like he is going to pull back a little bit in order to kind of rely on the safety and numbers of his group there.
Yeah, and looks like the monster just kind of biding his time right now. He is definitely more than fully armored up, probably just looking to sneak around at the perimeter, sniffing them out, looking for the right place to engage right now. That would be my guess. Yeah, and there he comes, right there, coming in from the side.
Picked up on the sound spikes. They are able to get a little bit of damage. They are able to get 2 bars of armor off him before he gets in there, and it looks like he does take
right on Lord Death, right through the damage, right through the mines.
Mines with damage amp on. They're doing an excellent job of stripping that armor off really quickly here. I was a little bit worried about this, but it looks like as long as Gentleman Squirrel is able to continue kiting like he's... Oh, no, it looks like Hayes is down pretty low, but he does pop that shield.
Dome goes down, but he does get away. He's going to back off. He's going to armor up. No more permanent damage done to him. And he's going to come in again and try for a second chance. He's going to give himself that second chance to try and get a better engagement right there. I think what happened was he was going right for Lord Death, but if you looked at the combination of where Lord Death was standing, plus their mine placement, all he had to do was expend 1 jetpack jump to jump over 3 mines and then circle around out of sight of the monster. And that just utterly destroyed his armor right there. You know, he tried to chase Lord Death and ran through those mines in the process.
And just tanked it with the damage amp on. I know. It was nasty, nasty.
And keep in mind, we do have the timer right now, so 2 minutes left on this game. The monster can pause that timer by engaging in combat with the hunters.
Now, just to clarify, he does have to be within 60 meters of one of the hunters, so he can't, like, lob a rock from the other side of the map or anything. But, yeah.
70, in fact. It's actually 70 meters.
Oh, is it 70? That's correct. I keep forgetting.
Yeah, combat must take place within 70 meters of the two people involved. So even if another hunter was within 70 meters, but it was Cabot shooting from 100 meters out, that would not actually pause the clock. If that makes sense. That's a little confusing, I think.
Makes complete sense. I was hoping we could get it explained to the people out there in the audience who may be kind of new to the game. But essentially, that also, like, being in combat gives you some other bonuses as well if you're the monster. I mean, you regenerate stamina a little bit faster. He does come in with that flame breath, trying to focus down Kaiser Tim this time. I think he did not appreciate that damage amp, and it looks like if he's able to hit... Oh my goodness! Kaiser Tim down to just a single point of health. The fire breath is going to take him out even though he's cloaked. Oh,
no, and
like,
he's going to get away.
Barely able to keep him
running
up.
through those mines right there. Misses the rock throw on Kaiser Tim also.
Fantastic.
Kaiser Tim
They're able
still
to get through
juking.
all of the armor.
Yep, Markov on the lightning gun.
Yep. Kaiser Tim able to just continue to juke almost up to half health again. Though Lord Death putting himself in a very, very dangerous situation and does go down for it. I think we're going to be okay here, though. We've still got the Markov and Cabot.
They're going to stay and fight. No, Cabot down too. Gentleman Squirrel down. No, he gets away. He gets away. Gentleman Squirrel gets down.
One bar of health left. Focusing on DeHaze. Everybody trying to DPS, including the medic, laying on the ground, trying to get as much damage in as you can. It looks like the hunters are going to be able to seal this one up unless something really amazing happens. One shot, and it's over.
Great use of the machine gun right there to finish the monster off. So that was DTR's monster player. That was DTR's hunters, I'm sorry, versus Wolves Esports Monster Legendary. They do win that game, giving them one win against Wolves Esports, but while that was happening, Wolves Esports did play Aurora Symphony as DTR's monster, and they did win. So Wolves Esports will actually advance to the next round. And it looks like, once again, we have the brackets not properly updating. Let's see if... There we go. All right, so Wolves Esports will advance to the semifinals.
All right, and do we want to go ahead and go on a short bio break before semis there, Black or Aegis?
Yeah, we can look at that in a second. Let's see here. So we will have Wolves Esports versus Vidir in the semifinals. Once again, another familiar name. We have not cast any games of them yet today. Looking forward to that opportunity. We do have Kakuri as their monster player, and with other familiar names like Ibeck, Icy, Jared, Pulse, and MTG as well.
Yeah, that is a fairly well-known team. I'm surprised we haven't been able to cast them so far. But, you know, should be an extremely exciting match today against Wolves Esports. Goodness gracious. I'm just so impressed with them today. They are right on top of their game.
No word yet on, let's see, Hard On You versus Sith. I believe Epex Black, they lost 2-3 to Eyes On You. So Eyes On You will be advancing to the semifinals. Let's see if we can find out what's happening with Hard On You.
You know, I have Sith Evolve's monster who looks like he's currently in a match. Let me pull it up.
Yeah, so that will be Hard On You versus Sith Evolve. Their monster, I believe, is Bugsy this week, if I'm not mistaken.
That's correct. Good friend of mine, Bugsy during the early days after pre-release was top 100 in all three monsters for a week and a half solid. Just fantastic player. I'll put it this way: I've never beat him in a hunt match before, ever, no matter which team I brought against him.
All right, so it looks like HOY is up 2-0 right now. Both sides currently playing game number 2. We are pulling up Insane 521, HOY's monster player. We are pulling up his perspective right now. And we will go into that in just a moment here.
Now, did you say we were going into HOY's monster?
Yeah, that is insane. 5-2-1 playing right now. It looks like they actually have a dome at stage 1. Insane down, no armor, and about a third of bar of health left. Looking to make that a solid full bar of health in 1 minute here. He does duck into the caves. And here he is as the Kraken player. Okay, he is going to get away from that dome now. It does drop, but he makes it out and loses a bar and a half of health in the process with no actual strikes done to the Hunters. So great, great engagement right there for the Hunter team. Just getting a little bit of that early damage in while they can, while it's still relatively easy for them to do so.
I agree, but it also feels like that's fairly decent as a Kraken to be caught that early stage 1 and to only lose a bar and a half. I feel like he's done some pretty decent evasion here, and tons of free snacks laying around the map to allow him to get some armor up while he's running. But he is hit with a tracking dart, which is going to make it incredibly difficult for him to be able to get away from them.
Yeah, they will have 40 seconds of tracking on him.
I just realized that. Have you noticed that I haven't seen any other Abes in comp play until just now?
You're absolutely right. Great point. Yeah, this is the first time we have seen an Abe in any of the matches that we've cast over the past month even. So this is actually a momentous occasion right here. I'm looking to see how Abe actually performs against a Kraken. I like that choice on their part.
I agree, and it feels like so far they've been doing an excellent job. They were able to acquire him stage 1, which is often the weakness of an Abe, is that essentially when you take Abe, a lot of times you're saying, hey guys, we're basically giving him a free evolve. We're not going to be able to find him until about 2-3 minutes, by which time there's enough time in there he could have already got it off. But it looks like they were able to overcome that just by tracking skill, I suppose. I wish we were able to see the beginning of this match, though.
Well, we didn't miss much,
and
that's fortunate. I think it's really interesting to see an Abe for a couple of reasons. One, he's not normally picked by Hunter teams right now, simply because Hunters favor that hard CC, that a crowd control that actually locks the monster in place, rather than simply snaring or slowing it, which is exactly what Abe's grenades do.
Yep, and part of I've heard a lot of reasons as to why nobody is really playing with Abe right now, but none of them have always seemed 100% satisfactorily. Now he does evolve there with the tracking dart in him, and with Hunter's hot on his tail, and it looks like there are a pack of trap jaws there as well. Oh, the dome goes down, and Insane just in a tough position here, trying to take out Ghost Patrol, the enemy trapper, but it just looks like he's having an incredibly hard time focusing it, and the medic doing a great job keeping him up, but there it goes. He's able to pop him down and escape. Now, this makes a little more sense. I was wondering why there were so many free snacks laying around the map, but of course, if you've got an Abe on your team, you want to leave free snacks with tracking darts in them.
Yeah, absolutely, and that is one of the great things about Abe's tracking darts. He can shoot it into the corpse of any of the wildlife on the map, and if the monster eats that corpse with the tracking dart implanted in it, the monster will become tracked for the full duration.
All right, it looks like Insane just trying to armor up. Maybe looking to do a couple more strikes, since that it did feel like, they caught up to him. He had no armor on, but he was still able to get that strike really fast while taking very minimal damage. Essentially, he just lost the bonus damage or the bonus health that he had put on by evolving. So I'm curious to see whether he's going to choose to try and re-engage as soon as he's armored up, or if he's going to go straight for the stage 3 and just decide to play safe.
Yeah, we will have to wait and see. Knowing Insane, I think he is going to play it safe at this point. He's going to want to get that armor and just guarantee himself the win. Of course, if he sees an opportunity, I know Insane is not afraid to take any opportunity that he sees coming to him.
Headed down to this really fat, excellent feeding area for the Kraken. As you can see, he is finally without tracking dart. Took him a little while to be able to dodge that one. But he does get those 2-3 meets off, and he does have the protection of the Tyrant there, just in case the Hunters do catch up. He's got another thing in there, just ready to do damage. But a long way from Evolve, and it does look like he summoned a little pack of trap jaws there, so it's time to boogie.
And this is Insane 5-2-1 as the Kraken here.
Oh, Ghost Patrol getting
right.
directly underneath the Kraken and half health as soon as the dome goes down, but it does look like their Kyra is able to keep him back up.
Yeah,
Just
instantly healed back up to full. Great play on the Kyra's part there. And they are doing a great job at minimizing damage done to their team, kind of spreading it around, and forcing Insane to constantly switch it up and look for a better attack of opportunity.
Absolutely. Cabot able to prevent the feeding there. An excellent job of preventing him from re-armoring up in the middle of a fight, but it does look like Ghost Patrol is kind of exactly where he wants him. The cloak goes down, which prevents him from seeing it, but that's not too big a problem for him right now. It does look like Ghost Patrol's going to be healed all the way back up, and they are finally through the armor, getting into real damage here. It looks like they've done 1 bar so far in this arena, but I feel like the dome is going to be going down here soon, Aegis.
It will be going down soon, but this is a solid position for them to be in at this point, I think. That's a lot of damage done to a monster. And with only 1 strike on them, they are in a great position.
Dome does go down just as Kraken's able to reach the far side there and prevent all line of sight, which means that he's already hit with the tracking dart, though. So, tricky situation here for Insane.
Yeah, this will be a tough situation. I mean, he's down to almost 3 bars of health. With the Hunters hot on his heels right here, he's going to have to play it very, very carefully. That tracking dart from Abe is working wonders for him. They almost always seem to have a lock on his location because of it. You're right. They don't have
railgun damage.
Yeah, that's great. That's great play on their part. They don't have that hard CC that most Hunter comps look for, that hard crowd control. But I think that Abe tracking dart is really making up for it here. It's really giving them an efficient way to track down this sneaky and slippery Kraken.
And especially, it looks like the Cabot is really able to...
Oh, here he comes right here on Aromium. Aromium may go down. Vortex out of the way, but no, he pops his shield.
Got his pop, yep.
And Insane dodges the dome. Yeah, great play on Insane's part right there. That will buy him some precious time.
Which means that if he can eat very quickly, he might just have the time it takes in order to evolve before the next dome is ready.
Yeah, he may, but that Cabot is not letting up, still whittling away at his armor. He's not getting the chance to armor up here.
Now, I may be wrong here, but what I feel like is that this Abe and this Cabot have practiced specifically figuring out where the Kraken's body is in relation to where that dart actually shows, because that Cabot seems to be able to hit him even when there's absolutely no vision at all, which is incredibly hard to do with just a little tag sight, because it displays, like 10 feet over your head, Aegis?
Turns around, it's a little over your head.
Oh, re-engages Ghost Patrol. Ghost Patrol down to half health, separated from the medic by a pillar, gets snuck attack and knocked back. Looks like 1 little sliver left, and Ghost Patrol does go down. 2 strikes on Trapper means that our big Kraken friend is going to have full run of the map.
Yeah, and keep in mind here, HOY is currently up 2-0. If they win this game right here, they will advance to the quarterfinals, and Epex Black will be out. Or, I'm sorry, yeah, Team Sith Evolve will be out.
A great showing for Sith Evolve here today. That they've made it farther today than they've made it in any other, and just fantastic for that team. And it does look like he's going to take the opportunity to evolve here, since he does know that the dome is down, as is the Trapper down to 2 strikes, which means he can basically pop him on command.
And Insane with the classic 3-3-3 Kraken build that he loves so much. 0 points in Aftershock. He's kind of lost favor with Aftershock after the first tournament he competed in.
They do catch up. Hyde is able to do just a little bit of damage, but he does pop Hyde down to a little quarter before Hyde has to pop his shield. It looks like the rest of the team is right in down, though. Yep.
Yeah, they get the dome.
Goes down.
So he is in damage avoidance mode at this point, I think. Those Abe stasis grenades, though, slowly pulling him down to the ground. No, he's going on Ghost Patrol. Yep. Nice dodge right there. Ghost Patrol stays alive, but just barely manages to burst and heal himself up. He needs to get out of the open right now.
Yep, that was it.
And the Vortex does finish that Trapper Ghost Patrol off. Dome goes down, and Insane will now be able to escape at his leisure, which I think he's going to do. Great punish on the Hunter's part. They have him down to almost 3 bars of permanent health.
Yeah, just 3 1/4 left, and not a whole lot he can do with that. But if he does, if he is able to stop, get armor up, and re-engage before that Abe comes back in, I think that this might be a win. Excellently fought, though. Geez, I love seeing these teams that are so closely matched like this, where every round comes down to just nail-biting stress. Looks like he's able to take that Kraken to get a quick 4 meets, but from what I saw, the Hunters were directly on his tail if they're still chasing.
They may actually be slowing down a little bit. I'm not sure they want to try and keep up at this point. It doesn't look like they're that close.
No,
he does trigger the birds, though, it looks like. So they will know where he is if they didn't before.
Yeah, but that Kraken's sitting fat and happy, almost full.
Yeah. Yeah, and with 50 seconds to go before the Hunters drop in, or before the Trapper drops in.
And another minute and 15 until he's effective in the fight as well. I mean, that's terrible. Especially, what I see a lot of monsters do is try and time it so that they time out another Hunter as soon as the dropship comes in and the timer's up. War Spirit getting focused here. The support gonna support trying his very best to do as much as he can with that damage amp, but just not able to do it. Has to cloak himself, and looks like Insane has lost sight of him.
Yeah, it looks like
there he is again, down on the ground, able to dodge the lightning strike.
Yeah, great dodge right there. Sneak attack to finish him off, though.
Yeah, the sneak pounce into the Banshee Mine, just deadly, because the Banshee Mines sit and wait for him to let you up and then hit you after you've taken all that sneak pounce damage. But it does look like he's able to cloak, which means they might be able to get him back up. Suspect in there trying to do just that, but unable. I wonder how close he is to being healed up. It's so hard to see with the cloak up. There it is.
He is about to go down right here, it looks like. Suspect can't keep him alive for very much longer, but Hyde doing a great job with both those poison grenades and the flamethrower right there.
And so hard to punish a Kraken, especially with a character like Hyde. But it does look like Suspect is going to get sneak pounced. And that's it. That's all she wrote for the medic. But it does look like Trapper might be able to get support up. Maybe, just maybe. Nope, support goes down. Ghost Patrol is back in, but he's got 2 strikes. And it looks like he has gone down as well. It's all down to just that Hyde to take off that last bar and 3/4, and I don't think he's going to be able to do it as he turns around to try and re-engage and get the Trapper up, but Kraken is not going to allow that to happen.
Dodges inside the building, though. Great dodge on that lightning strike right there. Insane having trouble actually fitting inside of that building at this point. He decides to back off and get some armor. Realizes that with only 1.5 bars of life left and no armor, he's better off playing it safe and re-engaging later. He still could lose this game.
Especially in those close quarters like that, Hyde could technically win it, especially being able to line of sight the monster. But Hyde down to less than half health now is probably not aware that the Kraken's coming up behind him, and I think this is going to be it, folks.
Yeah,
pops
looks
the
like
shield,
that sneak
but he
attack right there. Not enough, and HOY wins game number 3 as their monster. They are now up 3-0, in fact, and I believe the other game has been decided as well. In any case, HOY will advance to the semifinals versus. Let's see here.
I think they were just a little too hard on him.
They will advance to the semifinals versus Eyes on You. Very interesting because we had HOY versus Eyes on You in the finals last week. So this will be a rematch to see which team actually gets to advance to the final games of the day. On the other side of the semifinals, we will have Vidir versus Wolves Esports, formerly known as Stop Right There Monster. Another one of, I would say, easily one of the top 4 teams. I'm not sure what their actual seed is. Let's see here.
I think that they got seeded number 2 today, as they started at the very bottom again.
Seeded as number 2. Yes, that's a good point. They were seeded, they were at the very bottom, so they would be the number 2 seed. Yeah, it's not very easy to see what the official seed numbers are for each team.
It's very interesting. So I don't think we have anybody streaming from either Wolves Esports or Vidir, which means I think we're going to be relying. But luckily, we do have people streaming on both Eyes on You and Heart on You, which means that no matter what, the finals will not be a mystery.
We will have to We will have to check that. We will be going to a break before the semifinals start. Let me just confirm with the Hunters that they want to take a break. Or semifinals, I should say. And once again,
looks
folks,
like Icy Inferno.
yeah, Icy Inferno does stream. I believe Kakuri also streams. I think we've spectated his point of view before as well. Yeah, and Ibeck does stream also. So we will get all that set up. I am just confirming with one of the other teams that they will be taking a short break. Once again, folks, thanks again so much for tuning in today. We appreciate all the views. If this is your first time here and you like what you see, please remember to hit that follow button down below. You can also follow us on Twitter, which is also down below, for more updates as well. Anytime we go live, whether it's the Sunday Cup or anything in between, any cool events that we do, or just community gameplay. Thanks again so much for watching. We are going to take a quick break right now, just a few minutes to get things set up for the semifinals and confirm with all the teams. That way we can get as many good games as possible in for you guys. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned.